Let's start off by talking about Floyd Schofield's performance last night against Renee Taylor-Duran. The headlines from Boxing 24 reads that he survived the scare from Renee Taylor-Duran. And I thought Schofield won 10, 9 out of the 12 rounds, but he did have some shaky moments in this fight. And I would give him a grade of a B-. Oscar De La Hoya gave him a C-. What the fight shows me is Schofield has some things to work on. One of those things is patience. And I said in the last video, this is what I said. If I had to pick out a Lamont Roach and Schofield and getting the title shots against Gervonta Davis, I would pick Schofield because currently he's rated number 2 by the WBA at 135. Lamont Roach is a champion at 130. But right now, Lamont Roach is a more complete fighter than Schofield is. Schofield has potential, but he hasn't met that potential yet. But anyway, let's listen to Schofield talk about his performance last night. I don't own the rights to this material. It's for educational purposes only. It's fair use. This is Schofield on FightHype.com describing his performance and who he wants next.
After I got rocked with that shot to the back of the head, I just wanted to bang it out and show I was fine.
Were you ever hurting there?
Nah, I wouldn't necessarily hurt, but the rabbit punch really, it's hard to describe. It's really hard to describe, but you feel it, like everything is bright and whatnot. But I wouldn't say I was hurt. I got up, banged it out.
Experience you got today?
Yes, a fight like this, definitely, because not only was it my first 12-round fight, but it was my first 12-round fighter against a guy with power and a guy that, I couldn't get out of there. So I feel like I would rather have this type of fight because, it's a learning lesson rather than a knockout. And, who knows, I go into the next fight, I didn't learn anything. But in my opinion, Shakur don't got no power like Renee, so I'm ready.
It looks like Schofield wants to get away from punches for a minute and he wants to fight Shakur Stevenson. You heard what he said at the end of the interview. Shakur Stevenson cannot punch like that, so I'm ready for that fight. I don't think he's ready for either one of them, but after getting rocked by Renee Taylor, he don't want no parts of Gervonta Davis. Because if he goes in there trying to bang it out with Gervonta Davis is excellent counterpuncher. He will destroy Floyd Schofield at this point. And don't get me wrong, I did give him a B- because I saw some good things in there for Floyd Schofield. But he's not ready for the top competition at 135, or dare I say 140. So I do agree with Oscar De La Hoya. He needs some more seasoning. He needs a couple of more fights before we even think about putting him in there with a Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney. I don't care what you did in sparring. This is the big lights, and right now, Floyd Schofield is not ready for the big lights. Boxing legend Mike Tyson has named his top 5 boxers in the world. And people are not liking it. Some people say it's laughable. Some people say it's terrible. Some people are even offended. Some fans are even attacking Mike Tyson personally because they think the list is so bad. But if you surf X, formerly known as Twitter, you see bad top 5, top 10, pound-for-pound list all the time. Now, I do strongly disagree with Mike Tyson's top 5 list, but it's not to the point that I'm going to attack him. Now, let's see who he has on his list. He has David Benavidez, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford, and Errol Spence. There's only one of those fighters that he has on his list that I would have on mine. It looks like more of a list that these are the fighters Mike Tyson likes to watch. There's no Inoue. There's no Canelo Alvarez. There's no Alexander Usyk. There's no Arthur Beterbiev or Bam Rodriguez. Those I would expect to be on a list like that. A lot of people had Errol Spence Jr. on the top 5 pound-for-pound list before he lost to Crawford. Me, I never had Errol Spence a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. I always would have him on the bottom side of the list, like 9 or 10. And then David Benavidez, how did he get on the list? What did he do to be on a top pound-for-pound fighter list? And Gervonta Davis has skill and talent, and he has the ability to be on the top 5 pound-for-pound list. But who has he fought? His best wins are over Frank Martin and Ryan Garcia. And when you have Canelo fighting Mayweather, Bivol, and cleaning out divisions, how can you have those guys on the list and not him on the list? And Beterbiev is an undisputed champion. Usyk is a 2-time undisputed champion. And Naoya Inoue is a 2-time undisputed champion. And Bam Rodriguez makes a strong argument of being one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters today. And this is no shade to Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, or David Benavidez. but they haven't put in work like these fighters I just named. Anyway, Crawford, Canelo, those guys are first ballot Hall of Famers, no doubt. Regardless how you feel about them, because this is not a popularity contest. I think those three guys should be on everybody's pound for pound list, top 5, whether you like them or not. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. What you think about Floyd Schofield's performance? Also, what do you think about Mike Tyson's top 5 pound for pound list in today's boxing? Jay Beasy, I'm gone.